Hello everyone, in this lesson I'm going to be teaching you how to play the song The Place Where Lost Things Go from Disney's Mary Poppins Returns. So I'm going to be playing this song in the G chord family with my capo on the 4th fret. If you want to play it in the original key, you can just drop the capo down to the 2nd fret and play with the same chords that I'm playing and you'll be in the original key. But for me it's just easier to sing it with my capo on the 4th fret. So I just want to preface by saying that this song is a more intermediate level. So if you're just starting out on guitar, this might not be the best song to get started on. If you are a beginner, then I would recommend you get my 3-step guide, which you can get up there in the information card. That's a great place to get started. The 18 chords and 3-strum patterns that you learn from that free guide is a great place for you to start. And I have hundreds of songs in my song library that use just those 18 chords and 3-strum patterns. So definitely if you're a beginner, start there. But if you are an intermediate to advanced level player, then this is a really fun song to play. All right, so I'll go ahead and play the song for you now, and then afterwards we'll break it down and I'll explain it in more detail.
Do you ever lie awake at night, just between the dark and the morning light, searching for the things you used to know, looking for the place where the lost things go? Dream or reminisce, wondering where to find what you truly miss, or maybe all those things that you love so are waiting in the place where the lost things go. Memories you've shared, gone for good you feel, all around you still, though they disappear. Nothing's really left or lost without a trace. Nothing's gone forever, only out of place. So maybe now the dish and my best spoon are playing hide and seek just behind the moon, waiting there until it's time to show. Spring is like that now, far beneath the snow, hiding in the place where the lost things go. Time to close your eyes so sleep can come around. For when you dream you'll find all that's lost is found. Maybe on the moon, or maybe somewhere new. Maybe all you're missing lives inside of you. So when you need her touch and loving gaze, gone but not forgotten is the perfect phrase. Smiling from a star that she makes glow. Trust she's always there, watching as you grow. Find her in the place where the lost things go.
All right, so for the instrumental part for this song, I'm doing a little finger picking thing, and so I want to kind of explain what's going on, kind of break it down for you a little bit. So basically what we're doing is we're playing the 4 chords G, E minor, A minor 7, and D. Now you could just play those chords like that and just, strum through it or something like that if you want to, and it would work that way. But what I'm doing for it instead is I'm doing a little picking pattern, and I'll include the tabs for this picking pattern in the link, which you can find up there in the information card. I'll have the chord chart for this song, and which will also include the tabs for this little instrumental part. So the foundation of all of the picking that I'm doing here is to pluck the root of the note with your thumb, okay? So you're always going to be plucking the root of the note, the root of the chord with your thumb. So if we're playing a G chord, then my thumb is going to be hitting that low E string, which is the G note, okay? And when we go to the E minor, my thumb is also hitting that low E string because that's our E note. When we go to the A minor, my thumb now hits the A string, okay, because the low E string is not part of the A minor chord, all right? And you can tell that when you look at the chord chart, it has a little minus sign over the low E string, which means you're not supposed to play that string. So in that case, we're starting there. That's our root note, okay, the A note. So that's where your thumb is going to pluck, okay? And then when we get to the when we get to the D, then our thumb is going to hit the D string, okay? So the low E string and the A string we're skipping, and our thumb hits the D string, which is the root of the D chord. Now, even though technically the first note is a G chord, we're actually not playing any of the strings that we're holding down for a G chord except for the first one, okay, that the 3rd fret of the low E string. So all I got to do is really just use that one finger, okay? And so what I'm going to do is pluck that string. I'm also plucking the G string with my index finger at the same time, okay? So I'm plucking the low E string and the G string at the same time, okay? And then I'm going to use my index finger and pluck the D string. So we have G, D, G. I'll go back to G again. G, D, G. And then I use my first finger to press down on the G string on the 2nd fret. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then from there we go to the E minor chord. Okay? And there, when we get to the E minor chord, we're plucking the low E string and the B string at the same time. Okay? So again, that's... Okay? And then we do that same little pattern where I'm plucking these two, and then I pluck the string below it, so B, G, okay? So I have B, G, B, and then B I'm going to press on the 1st fret with my first finger, okay? So, all right, so I'm using my first finger here to press down on the 1st fret of the B string on that last beat. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to the A minor chord, okay, which is right here. But what I'm doing, I'm going to be adding my pinky on the 3rd fret of the B string, okay, just for the very start of this A minor chord, okay? And I'm plucking the A string with my thumb, which is the root note, and the B string with my either index finger or my middle finger, okay? And that's how we're going to start that A minor, like this. Okay, so again, coming from that E minor, and there we are at the A minor. All right, so for that A minor, after that initial beat where I'm playing the A string with my thumb and the B string with my middle finger, okay, with my pinky down on the 3rd fret, I'm gonna then hit the G string with my index finger, and then I'm gonna go back to the B string, but I'm gonna remove my pinky, okay? What's happening over here is I'm going back and forth between the B and the G string, okay? B, G, B, G, okay? And this finger is coming off halfway through that. And then after that, I'm gonna go to the D. And for that D, I'm hitting the D string with my thumb and the G string with my index finger. And then after that initial beat, I'm gonna hit the B string with my middle finger, and then back to the G string with my index, and then back to the D string with my index. So if I put all of that back together, playing it slowly, and again. Okay, so that's the instrumental part of the song, and I play that at the beginning. I also play it part of the way through after one of the verses, and then I play it again at the very end of the song to finish it off. Now, when I'm actually playing and singing at the same time, I'm not playing that exact melody, because I don't want to play the exact same melody that I'm singing. I just want the guitar to accompany what the melody is doing. So what I'm doing, once the words start coming in, I'm only plucking one string at a time. And let's start with that G, that's the first note. So what I'm doing is I'm hitting the G string, and then I'm using my thumb to come down, and I'm skipping over the A string, and I'm hitting the D string. Okay, like that. And then I'm coming with my, my middle finger, and I'm hitting the B string, and then my index finger on the G string, okay? Like that. So that little pattern where I'm basically going two plucks down and then 2 plucks up, okay? 2 plucks this way, 2 plucks this way. So down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. We're using that same technique throughout the song, okay, for all of the different chords. But remember, you're always going to start your plucking with your thumb on the root of the chord, okay? And that's going to depend on what chord you're playing. So if it's the G chord, that's starting on the low E string. If it's the E minor, that's also starting on the low E string. But remember, for the A, whether it's an A minor, an A7, whatever kind of A, that E string is not part of it. It needs to start on an A, okay? So that's going to start there. And remember, for the Ds, that's going to start on the D string, okay? But beyond that, that pattern is going to stay the same. 2 plucks down, 2 plucks up, okay? Because this is a 4-beat pattern, so every measure we're going to have 4 beats. So we're dividing that into 2. We have 2 beats where we're plucking down on a lower register, and then 2 beats when we're plucking up on a higher register, okay? So if I play that first line of the verse, that first progression with that plucking pattern very slowly, this is what it looks like. And you'll also notice there that if you pay attention to my chords, I'm actually playing 2 different kinds of Gs, and you don't have to do this. This is just how I do it. I start off with this G just because I'm used to this one, and then from here I go to the E minor and then to the C, and then from the C I go to this G using my 2nd, 3rd, and 4th finger. And the only reason for that is because that transition is a lot easier from C to this G, because all I got to do is shift these fingers up, okay? So if you're wondering why I'm playing a G 2 different ways, that's the only reason why. You don't have to do that. You can play the G whatever way is more comfortable for you. Now, when I get to the bridge of the song and we go to the B minor C, I'm not doing so much of a picking pattern there. I'm just kind of strumming through those chords once and just letting them hold out like that. And that just adds some more variety to the song. And so that's something you can do. Even sometimes I might strum through it and then pluck one or two strings in the middle. Something like that. Now we have a pretty strange chord thrown into this song, the D sharp major. And basically the best way, of course you can play it in many different ways, but in my opinion the easiest way to play it in this song to make transitioning to it easier is to play it with the C chord shape. So basically if we're coming from the B minor, because at one point in the song in the bridge we go from B minor to that D sharp major. And so all I got to do here is take this first finger that's already barring, and I'm just going to move it down to bar the bottom few strings, right? Just the bottom 3 strings is all I need to bar. And then I'm going to play that C, make that C shape with the rest of my fingers. So basically the bar is happening on the 3rd fret, okay? And then I make my C shape after that. And that's going to be your D sharp major, okay? And then from the D sharp major, we're going to the C minor, okay, which is a very easy transition. We're in the same position here, from here to that C minor, okay? I know that D sharp major can be a challenge to play, so if you want, one of the things you could do is just focus, if you're really struggling with that particular chord and the transition to it, then just practice, take that segment by itself and go over it over and over and over again, right? You take that B minor and then you go to that D major 7, the D sharp major. So you go back and forth from the B minor to the D sharp major, and you just do that transition over and over and over again. There's also a transition from the C to the D sharp major, okay? So just practice those transitions because it's not enough just to know how to play the chord and to get a good sound. You also need to be able to transition to it quickly, okay? So practice the transition as well to that chord. All right, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you want to get the chord chart for this song as well as the tabs for that little instrumental part, that's all available on my website. You just got to click right here to head on over to that and you can download that for free. If you did enjoy this lesson, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel so that you can be notified when I come out with new lessons. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care.